here at International Fresh Produce Association's Global Expo in Anaheim, California. So thanks for joining. Been very graciously invited to come over and hang out in this awesome setup.
It's great to have you.
Thank you. Kirk Soule, CEO of Blue Book Services, and Jason Carty, Vice President of Sales. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for being here.
This is actually the dream setup for us. So maybe one day when Mason allows it, we can pull out enough budget to have our own setup like this. But it's pretty cool. This is the game day experience we've been waiting for. So look, if you haven't heard of Blue Book Services, you've been living under a rock in the produce industry. Blue Book's been around for now, altogether,
125 years.
125 years. That is amazing, right? So there's not a lot of other things that last 125 years, with the exception of some rare tortoises, dinosaurs, and otherwise. So, but Blue Book, in all seriousness, has been a staple of the produce business from a credit services standpoint, but y'all do a lot more, right? So,
we do, for sure.
Wanted to chat with you today about some of those things. Obviously, look, I think we talk about it a lot, particularly from a commercial standpoint. There's a lot going on, right? You really have to kind of hit folks over the head with things, and maybe multiple times for them to really get the picture or the interest necessary. So, frankly, some of the things that we talked about in the pre-read were sort of news to me. So, might be news to some of even your members, definitely to some of our watchers and listeners. So, excited to talk about some of those things. I mean, let's start with, how many of these have you been to, more or less? Any thoughts on the show so far?
I'd say the IFPA is always one of our most fun shows to go to. It's great. There's thousands of, or 1,200 exhibitors here today.
Yeah.
So there's lots to see. Lots of great food.
Lots of great food.
Some wonderful samples from across the industry, which is awesome. It's great for us to be able to talk to both customers and prospects at the same time. To your point, Ed, we can walk through all the new things that we have that's coming out. We just released USDA pricing. We just released a weather app with real-time alerts for precipitation, for temperature changes. We just released a new version of Best in Blue Book, which ranks the best companies in every commodity based on our data. We're in the process of releasing a scorecard that will help out on the retail side to provide more transparency between retailers and suppliers on surety of supply. Jason, what else?
That scorecard, it's for suppliers or for the retailer?
The scorecard, I'll let you answer that one.
Yeah, sure.
So
I'd say it's primary targets retailers first, but the suppliers are a fast follow behind it, and it's meant to be a collaborative tool for both parties, really. So starting with the buying experience, but also bringing that transparency to the supply community as well.
Oh, that's interesting. See, another thing I didn't know
There you
about. Which, I mean, it begs the question, you know, I was joking about it, but the reality is we really do have to hit each other over the head with a lot of these things to come to the realization, right?
Sure, yeah.
That, hey, I need this or I don't need this. This is important to me.
Yep.
And then also needs change, right? So I'm super intrigued. I know I'm going to go back and dig in and try to learn more, because honestly, I'll be very, very honest that I only thought of Blue Book as credit services.
Yep.
So this is a timely revelation for me.
this is why we're here, honestly, is to be able to share with people why we're here, what we're doing. Our goal is to make sure that we're here not just for 125 years, but for another 125 years, both for us and for our customers. So,
well,
onwards and upwards, Ed.
With the medical advancements that are
right? We can both be here.
I think I heard recently.
Hopefully not, but we could be, maybe. I don't know.
On a relatively popular podcast that I listened to, that if we all could live about another 20 years, that the future of singularity will be there will be a possibility. So we just got to get another 20 years, and we might live to that 125 anniversary. It's just invite us to the party. So the 125 hasn't happened yet, but it'll be this year or next year?
Next year.
Next year. Okay. Any big plans?
2.5 months away.
Celebrating? You have to do something.
That's 2.5 months from now. We haven't gotten that far yet, but come next year, we'll surprise everybody with something crazy.
Okay.
To be determined. So.
All right. Well, as long as we get an invite in the mail, right?
You're in, man. Okay. I got you.
Yeah, we'll work the door or room or something like that. So, But seriously, like, look, AI is a huge topic of conversation.
Yeah.
What do you all see as far as AI is concerned from the perspective for your tools, your offerings, value proposition in the industry in general?
Yeah, I can jump in. So I'd say your comment around hitting people over the head, I think we've probably all been hit over the head with AI as the topic in outside of the industry and inside the industry a little bit. So I think from my perspective as running sales and also trying to talk to as many customers as possible, it's our duty to bring those type of solutions to all parts of our member base. We have to be able to kind of help them translate what they know us for, taking complicated things like credit and trade practices and make it simple. So how can we take what's a scary thing for the 5 generations of customers that we have right now? How can we take the concept of AI and bring it to them in a valuable way that they don't feel like they're wasting their time, they don't feel like it's overwhelming? That's a really big responsibility and something that I know we all take very seriously.
As you're talking, I was thinking about your product, your company. There are a lot of very large companies. There are small organizations within produce, but also some very, very large ones, right? Some in particular, I was looking at the attendee list. I was surprised to see that would bring over 100 people to this show.
Yeah.
So from an education standpoint on your product, where perhaps the relationship owner, I could see this as a challenge, I guess is where I was going with this. Whereas the relationship owner for the product, perhaps there's some internal selling that they have to do or should do to take full advantage of your product, because it doesn't always cascade down to all of the potential users, right? I resisted. I don't know, it's probably been a little bit over a year now. Now ChatGPT and Copilot are like my best friend. But I really marvel, when Mason started talking to me about it and he used the force multiplier phrase, I really grabbed my attention.
Yep.
And I'll tell you, it took maybe the first weekend where I had maybe 5 tasks to do, and I was able to use AI for all of those things and reduce the amount of time that it took me to complete those tasks. I was sold. So, coming from, somebody that's north of 50, like, I want to stay in touch with everything that's coming out and not be left behind. There's a gap in society where we have some folks that are maybe a little bit older generation that will never get it.
I do think, though, Ed, AI actually can help with those older generations, because you can make it something where it's so easy to just ask a question in a ChatGPT type format. You don't need to understand all the code. You don't need to understand all the filters or whatever else. I just ask the question and it gives me an answer.
Yeah.
It's as simple as Google. So it doesn't matter if you're 20 years old or if you're 80 years old. AI, if done right, can become that great equalizer across all generations, where the information now is super accessible. So.
Oh, that's a good perspective. I like that. My mom has Google Home.
See, there you go. Yeah, there you go.
To your point, that does make sense.
Yeah.
And you use the word 50, which is a little scary for some of us, but I think we're all old enough to have gone through some of those generational changes. Like, I will date myself and say I actually got to use the paper blue book, the hardcover book, when I first started.
Wow.
And those changes of cell phone, email, they're happening faster. And AI, I would say, is the other. Like, you can now. I feel like we're seeing it coming in not years, but in like months.
Yeah.
It's like just in your example of 12 months out, like how quickly it's become integrated into what you do. And I think that's the part that's really exciting, but also really challenging for a 125-year-old company where
and scary.
Everybody knows us for one thing. Now we wanted them to know us for a lot more than just that one thing. And you go back to your example of hitting people over the head with it. Now how do we do that in an effective way?
Exactly. So segue opportunity. You said when you started, so you were in ag production?
I've been in, half my career has been in produce, the other half's been in technology. So I've been very, very lucky to work at some great companies that are here. IFPA was my first produce company.
Oh, big company.
Big company. And it was great to work there, great mentors. I started there, I worked for a couple other supply companies, service companies in the industry, and then landed here in the last year, which has been great. And then the other half of my career, just started in January.
Nice.
So.
Nice.
Very exciting. And then the other half was outside the industry in software sales and technology building. So this is a perfect place for me.
Where are you based?
I'm based in Philadelphia.
Okay.
So I got to work that import deal for a long time. All those boats that come in the summer and bring us summer citrus.
Yeah.
That was my life for a while. So now I get to work with all those type of customers. So.
Yeah, that's fun, right?
Yeah.
So the day job, my day job, which is in RPCs. What I love the most about it is being able to work across all the commodities,
Yeah,
right?
yep.
So I have a lot of friends back home, particularly, I live in McAllen now, that sell one commodity, right? And if they don't get in front of that one buyer, it's the end of the world. And then
Absolutely.
for me, I feel like I'm hungry at the grocery store. Like everywhere I look, there's somebody that I can talk
Yep.
to or have some sort of follow up with, or an opportunity, or some sort of angle, for lack of a better term. But that's exciting to me now. Obviously, the producers are kind of the stars, and the retailers as well. So being allied industry, that we call, allied industry being all the services and service providers, does make it a little tough sometimes, but it is pretty exciting, the breadth of folks that we get to deal with and interact with. So we talked about Philly. So born and raised?
Outside, so about 50 miles outside of the city,
Okay,
but
cool.
for the most part, yeah.
Awesome. Kirk, where are you from? Where do you hail from originally?
I'm from Minnesota originally.
Minnesota.
I grew up in a small little farming town in southern Minnesota. So
Huh. Do you ice fish?
I've been ice fishing a few times. I think I've caught a cold more often than I've caught fish when ice fishing. So I can't claim any great skill set there. So yeah.
Yeah, I've never done it. I've seen it done. Doesn't look extremely appealing unless it's just an activity to do while
For drinking,
you
I think, than it is for
drink.
actually fishing.
Exactly,
So
yeah.
yes.
It's kind of like hunting in South Texas. So to go out on a limb and say I'm a mountain hunter, Western mountain hunter. Like I hunt out in Colorado and
What do you hunt for?
big game, elk.
Really?
So when I come home after the season's over in Texas, there's a lot of stand hunting,
Okay.
small ranch hunting. It's just
Okay.
it's not that appealing, unfortunately. So a little bit more of a challenge for sure. So I kind of liken that.
It's ice fishing where
Ice
you're
fishing, you're just
kinda
kinda
locked in this
sitting
one
in the
hole.
box, and
Yes.
it seems like
Yes.
really kind of cheating, and it's not part of the big physical challenge that I'm looking for. Of course, as time goes on, maybe I won't be up for that, but definitely great for folks that aren't as mobile, and maybe even for kids. So I am appreciative. I mean, I've lived all over the country. I think everywhere you live, there's something, right? There's
Unique and
pros
special.
and cons, benefits. Yeah, I mean,
100%.
for me, I've always lived somewhere, almost always, where it's hot.
Okay.
So I don't know when I'm going to get out of that, but yeah, Minnesota, I'm not sure.
Probably not.
The winters
yeah.
are long.
No, that's fair.
Yeah. So you live there now?
I don't.
Okay.
It was too cold for too long, so I left.
Okay.
So I'm actually now in Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh wow, great town.
So it's got 4 seasons. It snows twice a year. It's perfect.
Great town. Do y'all have an office there, or you just live there?
Our office is actually based in Chicago.
Okay.
So it's too cold for me in Chicago too. It's just why I'm
Another
still in
great
Nashville.
town, but I prefer Nashville. Yeah, I love Nashville.
Me and you both.
It's a great town. Reminds me a lot of Austin.
Got a similar vibe to it, right?
Yeah, but more vibe, better music.
Less barbecue, more music, I would say, in Nashville.
Yeah.
More barbecue, less music, maybe in Austin.
Yeah, I guess that's a good way to put it.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just in Austin. I hadn't been in a couple of years. I stayed there for actually the CPMA had their winter meeting there, and invited the Texas Produce Association board to join them, which is very kind of them. So we drove up to Austin and spent a couple days with them, and they got out of, I guess, what's already cold for them.
A little frosty.
In Canada. So
Yeah.
yeah, they ate a lot of barbecue for sure, but had some Franklins.
Yeah.
They didn't have to line up. Somebody ordered it in, so that
That's
was
the
fun.
best, man. I don't know if you have a soft spot for barbecue in Franklin, or in Austin, but
Yeah,
Franklin's is my.
I have a soft spot for sure for barbecue. I really like the Polish and Czech influence in my barbecue, so it tends
Okay.
to be more kind of like that I-10 corridor to south of Houston, where in Lockhart, as well to a certain degree, but it's all about sausage for me. Like, do I like the sausage?
Okay.
And that's where I like that kind of German, Polish, Czech
Okay.
influence. So,
Hence the polka music and the presses yesterday.
Now we see where it came from.
originally is a German company, so that's where our global headquarters is at. It's in
Okay.
Munich. So that's also the tie-in, and it's October. It's Oktoberfest, right?
It's a win-win, right?
It is a win-win.
Fair enough.
I'm totally jealous, having spent like 5 days with Kirk now here. Every time he says he's from Nashville, you did what everybody else does. Oh, Nashville, great town. No one says that about Philly. No one ever stops.
I love Philly.
I had a cheesesteak before I came
but
here.
it's Nashville. I think is the only city in the country that everybody stops and pauses. Like, I want to go there. I want to stay there.
cool
I
place.
love it.
Yeah.
Everyone.
I don't know.
Everyone
I
says
had
so.
some folks from out of country visit there with me once, and I was super geeked up about taking them to go listen to country music and they were completely bored, like looking at their watch the whole time.
Are we done yet?
It was the
You got to
biggest
find the right audience. But
flop I think I've ever had. So.
most of this audience works. Everybody's been happy to talk about Nashville.
Yeah.
I'm jealous. Very
Sure.
jealous.
I don't know if we got invited or not, but I'm just going to say it's an open invite to
You
Nashville.
are? Yeah, come
Okay,
on
great.
down, man.
All right,
Yeah.
awesome.
We'll go together.
SCPC is in Nashville next year, so you're welcome.
There
Come on
you
down
go.
early. I'll take you guys out.
Oh, okay.
We'll have barbecue and live music. You're both invited. Mason, come on down too, man. You're good too. So
All right.
Gotta wrangle this guy.
yeah,
Gotta come back.
you watch him, I'll watch him, and we'll be good. So, yeah.
Completely.
Yeah. Backstage, is that what it's called? The bar where they play a lot of music?
There's a place called
called
Bluebird Cafe, which is like a super small,
Okay.
like very.
I've never been there, but there's one called,
There's dozens of like
There's
small
like
little.
50 bars.
Yeah,
yeah,
you can't go wrong.
yeah, you can't go wrong.
I'll set you up, man.
What kind of feedback have y'all been getting as you've been here? Like anything exciting coming down the pike, or certain, I guess, points of interest from both members and just attendees alike? Like anything particular that's coming up, or problems that you might look at solving in the future?
Yeah, so I'll try and take a first stab, and Jason,
Yeah, go for
please chime in too. But in terms of feedback and what we're seeing, I think people are excited to see that Blue Book is moving again. We have lots of new things coming out. We're changing the way that the Blue Book operates a little bit. It's still our core, but we're working on bringing on new features, new products that will hopefully be good integrations into everyone's daily workflows. So that's fun for people to see. In terms of the feedback, or in terms of like what's coming up next, one of the big things that we've been tracking this year especially is fraud. So it's actually a big issue that we came across in McAllen.
Okay.
Every company that we talked to had an experience with fraud, like everybody.
Yeah.
We did a survey recently, and I think 95% of the survey respondents were either a victim of fraud or were prospected by somebody that was a fraudster.
Wow.
So something we're working on now is called a multi-step verification tool that you'll be able to do through Blue Book. So it'll be a fast, 2-3 clicks, a few seconds, and you'll be able to verify someone's identity. You'll know that it's the right person that you're talking to, and it's not somebody that's calling you saying, "Hey, I'm from Wegmans. Hey, I'm from Walmart or wherever else." You'll know right there on the call that this is the real person. So we're testing that this week. We have it in beta right now, and hopefully next few weeks we'll have something that we can go live with. But that's coming up. It's been a huge issue for us and for our customers.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. So I've heard, I'm sure you got way more feedback than I have, but living locally, I have heard some of those cases. Dante's talked to the board about, or sent out even text sometimes.
He's been a big proponent of building awareness and coming up with solutions on fraud. So he's been a great partner on this.
So you'd be identifying buyers, right, as legitimate?
Yes,
correct?
yes, correct. Yep, you got it.
So they would have to register somehow. Like, how does that, have you guys gotten to the point where you have an idea as to how that would happen? Like how you would pre-qual them, I guess?
So the good news is that Blue Book, because of its long history and legacy, already has thousands of customers where we know all the contact information. We have them registered in Blue Book.
Okay.
So for us to pre-qualify somebody, in most cases, is already done. There are some people, obviously, that need to add into Blue Book, but that's the exception more than is the rule. So
That's awesome.
yeah,
Well, good luck with that. How long
We're
do you think
excited
before we get the next iteration, or you said it's in beta testing right now?
it's in beta testing right now.
Okay.
It's maybe a month from now. Ed.
Oh, wow, so soon. Wow, that's exciting.
This issue can't wait,
No.
honestly. We've tracked over 100 fraud cases this year that are worth probably $50 million in losses.
Wow.
So this is a real issue that needs to be addressed today, because you have great companies who are being picked on by bad actors, and it needs to be addressed.
That's great. That's exciting.
You want to add anything to that?
Yeah, it's hard enough to operate in this industry without that happening. There's margin pressure. There's all the, you brought up the problems that we're seeing. It's a dangerous question to ask a salesperson. What are the problems you're seeing? We'll be here all day.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Kirk mentioned, it's crazy what we see our members have to deal with, along with the day-to-day operations.
Yeah.
Like, how do I grow my business? How do I deal with the challenges that Mother Nature throws at me, as opposed to a sophisticated website that looks like a buyer's page, or an email that comes through that looks almost as close as the domain that you're expecting. And as a salesperson, the worst thing that would happen is that you would think you just did the greatest thing for your company. You actually cracked crack the deal that you were working to
Yeah.
find out that no, you just lost your company $25,000. Like, I do not want to be that 25-year-old ever again, because we've all been in that spot early in the year. So those are the things that I get passionate about to protect the next generation of our industry.
Yeah.
So.
Seems like, I guess I'll go out on a limb. I would say from an international perspective, the risk seems to be a little bit more, right?
Even higher?
Even higher, right? From an international perspective, how does that, what you're trying to solve, I mean, or I guess even currently, how do you all operate internationally? I mean, do you offer any services for foreign
Certainly.
customers? Okay.
So Blue Book's focus right now is on North America, so it'd be Canada, U.S., and Mexico. But we have customers throughout Latin America as well. So it's not meant as a exclusive U.S. only tool. And so the same principles apply whether you're based in the U.S. or you're based in Colombia. It's the same tools, it's the same data, same goal, same mission.
Awesome. So do you have, like, is the portal in Spanish for Colombian customers?
In Spanish.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
And probably a third of our customers prefer Spanish versus English. So it's a very dominant part of our customer base, and so it's something that we're very focused on. Make it
Really cool.
easy for everybody to engage with. So
Well, I think we covered a lot today, but anything else you can think of that you've seen this trip that kind of jazzed you? I mean, I know we talked about samples. I'll tell you what, I've taken samples here that have carried on, like the power of demos, if you will.
yeah,
Like, they're real. Some of my favorite products come from, that I use at home, that I buy at home,
Yeah.
came from experiences over time at this.
yeah, 100%. I don't know if you have anything you want to add.
Yeah, I think we had like an hour yesterday. We had to make a lap for one meeting.
Good.
That turned into a food tour. I did not get a tattoo. I thought about it. I don't know if you saw that booth.
Was that a real thing?
A giant Blue Book tattoo.
It was
right
by a
here.
really good taco place, so it was a very good draw. So yeah, samples are always great. I don't know. I feel this show in particular, because I've had a chance to come to them back when it was PMA, and maybe that's my 10th one. The part alongside of sumo citrus things that get thrown at you and all the different things. It seems like you could still walk down every aisle and you're bumping into people that you know, which I don't know exactly when that happened. I definitely didn't feel that way in my 20s. But that is one of the reasons I think this is the best show out there. It's one of the reasons why I think it is so easy, unfortunately, for fraud to happen, because there is every time, the relationship side of our business. But we were joking around yesterday. You couldn't walk without bumping into somebody between either the two of us or a couple other people on our team. That's my favorite part of this.
That's interesting perspective, because what you allude to is over time, right? You get to know people, but it's an investment. Like, at the end of the day, no matter how fun it is, you're not at home, you're not with your loved ones, you're not doing other things. It's an investment. And I know I spent a lot of years where, to your point, I felt like, what am I doing here? Or what am I doing this for early on? And now, like you, I'm staring at two people there that I know if I walked over there, I'd talk. One person over there, one person over there. It's fun.
All good things.
The reality is,
It takes time.
we all have good intentions of connecting when we get back home, and hey, I got to call that person. And look, life happens. We're all, God, I hate to say super busy, because I detest it, but I just said it. I don't have time and super busy, I'm trying to block out of my vocabulary. So
Like that.
You can strike those, Mason, on the board if you want to.
I didn't make time, is what I'm trying to
No, it's true.
stick to.
That's
Right.
true.
I didn't prioritize something. So, well, we'll probably give the booth back, even though this is a great setup. I wish we could just rent it out for the rest of the day. So maybe we can talk about that after. But yes, for sure. Thanks for having us.
100%, man. Thank
we
you both.
enjoyed it. I'm sure it's not going to be the last time. Y'all are at every show, right? We are too, or we try to be.
Yep.
And I'm sure we'll catch up and find out more about the great things that Blue Book Service is doing. So thanks for having us.
Excited. I appreciate it very much, Ed.
Thank
Mason,
you.
Thank you both very
Thank
much.
you, sir.
Appreciate it, man.
Awesome.